Okay, folks, this is problem 3.3, page 125, Quickmire Electronics. So this firm manufactures these 6 different peripheral for the computers: internal modems, external modems, circuit boards, floppy drives, hard drives, and memory boards. And the selling price per unit is given to us in the problem. That data is here. And also the material cost per unit is given to us in the problem, and that data is there. So all these 6 different products go through 3 test devices: test device 1, 2, and 3. Test device 1 and 2 have 120 hours available, whereas test device 3 has only 100 hours available. Okay, and also given to us in the problem is how many minutes that, for example, internal modem takes on device 1. The problem that is given to us, the data in the problem is in terms of minutes, and what we have here is in terms of hours. Okay, you got an option: either convert the left hand side that's given in minutes to hours, or convert the hours into minutes. It really doesn't matter, as these test devices use labor, and the labor cost is different and given on an hourly basis. For test device 1, the labor cost is $15 an hour. Test device 2, it's $12 an hour. For the third device, it's $18 per hour. It is better to convert the time that is given in minutes to hours. So that is nothing but there is 7 out of 60 minutes is that. And likewise, go and then punch in the data in terms of the hours. So we have that information. Now, what we want to do is we don't want to maximize the revenue. What we want to maximize is the profit. Okay, so we are given what is the material cost, but we need to figure out what the labor cost is. Okay, so now that we know, for example, internal modem takes these many hours on device 1, those many hours on device 2, and those many hours on device 3, multiply these hours with their respective cost per hour. Okay, that is nothing but if you go click there, it is sum product of the internal modem, the time it takes on each one of these 3 devices, multiply that by the respective hourly rate. That gives us the material cost. There you see that. So once you have that information, because the cost is common for all the 6 products, that reference is prefixed by $signs. That's the absolute reference. And we can, once you do that, and this is a relative reference, you copy from here and go copy the rest of the way, then the numbers should begin to populate. Now if you go and then click there, yes, it is picking up for the external modem. Each time it takes on these 3 devices times the hourly rate, which is the same for all the 6 devices. Yeah, the copy command is fine. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to maximize the total profit. Okay, the total profit. So either you can multiply the sum product of this and the solution value, how many to produce. That's what we have been doing. Or you can create and just do exactly like how you do it in accounting. What is my total revenue minus the material cost minus labor cost? That becomes the profit. You can do it that way. Like for example, revenue is nothing but the sum product of the units you produce times the respective selling price. Like for example, material cost is nothing but the sum product of how many you make times their individual material rate, and likewise the labor is the sum product of the same thing. Then it's going to be revenue minus the total cost is going to be the profit, or you just take and multiply this row with the solution value row as we used to do before. The total time used is nothing but the sum product of the units that your number of units you produce times the respective consumption rate, and likewise it's the same thing for that, the number of units that you produce times the consumption rate. Okay, so now we have that. Let me get rid of that one. We don't need that. Okay, so here it gives us the total hours used, total hours available, and go back and build the model as we used to do. So maximize my profit. These changing cells are that at the constraints are the total hours used should be less than or equal to the total hours available. Then click OK. That's the only constraint that we have. Click OK. Options. Choose non-linear, non-negative. OK. Solve the problem. Found a solution. All constraints satisfied. It tells you to produce 496.55 units of internal modem, 1241.38 external modem, for a total profit of $195,504.83. Now you may go back and you may question that there is no way that we can produce this fraction. Yes, you are right. In a linear programming, that's an assumption that we make is a continuity. But of course you're right, we cannot. So let's just go back and put another condition to the problem, add a constraint that the number of units that we produce has to be an integer value. Just go and then choose that as the integer value. Click OK. Now you solve the problem. Then now you see that we basically fixed it. This is called the integer programming. That's an extension of the linear programming in which we fix the variables to take on only the whole values. Okay, for a profit of $195,424.40.